So that was me just to give a quick introduction to the scheme. I'm now going to hand over to Reuben, who's going to talk you through our first case study.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Reuben Davis with Connect Housing. I'm here with James Hanson, who's Managing Director at our principal contractor. I'm going to be talking through two funded projects that we've completed recently this year through HNES. So just a quick introduction to Connect Housing. We're a relatively smaller housing association in comparison to local council, with around about 3,500 homes. Just a quick introduction to myself. I'm an apprentice building surveyor in the asset investment team. I'm currently studying for my bachelor's honours degree at the University of the Built Environment. But we initially only had two heat networks that fell under the new heat network regulations due to our size. Like I said, Hawthorn Mill and Nowell Court, which are both in the Leeds, West Yorkshire area. Due to the size of us, we didn't have any internal support on M&E consultancy, but we were really strong in trying to get the best service we could for the project. So we initially instructed Chirpy Heat to go and complete the M&E consultancy work prior to the project. The work with HNES was crucial for us to be able to offer an enhancement to our tenants' comfortability with the homes, and going forward, obviously, the decarbonisation as well. Next slide, please.
Morning, everyone. I'd just like to start off by saying thank you to HNES and Connect Housing for giving me the opportunity to be part of today's webinar. For those who don't know us, Sayes Ltd, we're a Leeds-based SME, and we operate across Yorkshire and the Humber, and we specialise in HVAC maintenance, installation and project delivery. While Sayes Ltd were established in 2006, our building services heritage actually dates back to 1931, when these services were delivered through an internal department of Sayes & Company Limited. That history gives us access to over 90 years of industry knowledge and experience across the wider organisation. I'm James Hanson, Director at Sayes, and I've been with the business for over 20 years. I started as a trainee, and then I've progressed through a variety of roles covering design, project delivery and operational management. I do feel fortunate to have spent my career with a company that's retained its core values whilst continuing to grow and evolve. On this particular project, Connect Housing appointed Sayes as principal contractor to deliver the HNES works, and our responsibility extended beyond simply carrying out the install works. We were there to plan, coordinate and manage the project safely, minimise disruption to residents and ensure a quality outcome for Connect Housing. And as a business, we're incredibly proud of the work we do, but equally proud of the relationships we build with our clients. We've worked with Connect for over 10 years, and throughout this project, we built upon our strong working relationship, which is based on openness, trust, and a shared objective of delivering the best possible outcome for residents. And that collaboration was a significant factor in the success of this project. Next slide, please.
So just a quick introduction to Hawthorn Mill, which was the first project. It's a supported housing scheme located in Leeds for people aged over 55. It makes up 34 dwellings which are connected to the communal heat network. The heat network's fed by a single plant room containing 3 gas-fired boilers. It was built in 1993, and due to the age and the building fabric, it was identified operating at a low efficiency, as you can see there, 38.8%. It's purpose-built, so that means it's got large communal areas, and the tenants are extremely involved in the community focus. and as a result, they're extremely involved in the project as well, which was a positive for us. The building's got extensive ward and call systems, as well as other modern technologies as well. Next slide, please. So the next project was Nowell Court, which was also located in Leeds. 22 flats, which feed the heat network. The plant room contains 2 gas-fired boilers compared to Nowell Court, which has 3. It was built in 1970, and it was identified at operating at a low efficiency of 37.3%. I think the key difference between the 2 blocks is the less communal areas which were used for heating, really. Next slide, please. So the optimization study, I think we were relatively lucky, to be honest, to be quite ahead of the curve. We instructed Chirpy Heat to go out and complete the M&E consultancy work, which was revenue funded. They went out on the 4th of the 1st, 2024 for Hawthorn Mill, and then the 5th of the 1st for Nowell Court. They looked at the main components of the heat network, so that was the plant rooms, the distribution systems, and then the properties themselves with things like the radiators. Next slide, please. So some of the key study findings that we found from the report from Chirpy Heat were annual energy costs. We initially identified 9 optimization measures, with a total of £2,807 being saved across the year, and 201 tonnes of carbon saved over a 20-year life cycle. The decarbonisation, as you can see there, 47 kilograms carbon per kilowatt hour. The target was to reduce that by 17%. So quite a substantial figure, we'd say, to say the size of the buildings. And then there's a table there at the bottom with just our return on investment on all the components that Chirpy specified for us. Next slide, please. So Nowell Court, similarly, there was 9 optimization measures found, slightly lower at 1,325 annual energy costs saved, which is still quite a substantial amount for us. 94.7 tonnes of carbon reduction across the 20-year life cycle. And then the decarbonisation targets, pretty similar to Hawthorn Mill, came in at 16%. And then obviously, again, you've got the return on investment and all the components there at the bottom. Next slide. So next we've got sort of a slip which has an interview section from myself, which talks through what we did at both the blocks. It goes into a bit more detail, walks around one of the blocks, so Hawthorn Mill, and gives you an insight on the hands-on works in the project. And we've just got a small YouTube video here that we walk through the block for you. I don't think there's any sound if you just unmute. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, let's give that a go. See if this works.
No, there's still no sound coming through from my end.
Hmm. I'm not sure if we're going to get the sound to pull through.
No, we can sort of skip over that, Louise. It's fine. Don't want to
Yeah.
hold up the webinar.
Amy, why don't you put the link in the chat and people can.
Will do, and then people can watch it in their own time.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, you can obviously read that in your own time. I'm sure it'll be shared after this webinar, but essentially, we walk around, we'll look at the individual flats, sort of explain the work around the TRVs. We give an insight into the BMS, which was essentially integrated into the plant room, which gives readings, accurate readings, which are important to see and tell us how efficiently the system's operating at. So obviously, feel free to have a look at the video in your own time if it's in the chat. Next slide, please.
Yeah, so just a little bit on the scope of work that we delivered for Connect Housing. So this slide summarises the key measures that we delivered across both sites. A major focus was improving the overall efficiency of the heat networks. This included upgrading and reinstating thermal insulation where pipework was exposed or where existing insulation had deteriorated. And whilst this can appear to be a relatively simple measure, reducing heat loss across a network can have a significant impact on overall system performance. Within the individual dwellings, we delivered a series of optimisation measures, including the installation and commissioning of dynamic presettable TRVs, domestic hot water flow restrictors, and primary heating commissioning stations. Alongside this, we reviewed and optimised pump controls to improve the hydraulic performance and system balancing throughout the buildings. We also carried out substantial building controls upgrades, replacing the heating controls equipment and installing modern web-enabled NX controllers. And this provides Connect Housing with a much more capable and expandable controls platform, along with enhanced visibility of system operation and performance. And importantly, these measures weren't delivered in isolation. Each improvement was designed to complement the others, creating a more efficient, controllable and better performing heating system as a whole. Next slide, please. So yeah, this slide sort of takes us beyond the actual physical work that was carried out on site. For us, the success of a project isn't measured solely by what's been installed. It's about the benefits that continue long after we've left site. The insulation improvements, balancing works and control upgrades all contribute towards reducing distribution heat losses, improving temperature control and creating a better balanced heating network. And from a resident perspective, the objective is improved comfort and consistency. Residents should experience a heating system that responds more effectively, performs more reliably, and provides a better overall living environment. And from Connect Housing's perspective, the upgraded BMS platform provides significantly improved monitoring and reporting capabilities, and this gives the ability to make more informed operational decisions and better understanding of how the systems are performing on an ongoing basis. And then looking further ahead, the infrastructure now provides a solid foundation for future improvements. Additional monitoring and building services integration can be incorporated as asset strategies evolve, ensuring the investment made today continues to deliver value in the future. Next slide, please.
So just from a client perspective there, just a little bit on why we did the works. Obviously, in response to the new heat network regulations, we looked at it as being proactive and satisfy new regulations initially. But obviously the Ukraine-Russia war and other global events that have been going on, we knew that had have a huge knock-on effect on our tenants, fuel prices, and just trying to respond to this crisis. We thought, what better way to sort of offer the social side of sustainability through, trying to reduce our tenants' fuel prices through efficiency measures around the heat networks. Our corporate strategy is fairer, greener, smarter, and I think it quite clearly aligns with at least two of those keywords. Greener in the decarbonisation targets that we've spoken about, and also smarter. The system becomes more integrated, easier to use for our tenants, and easier to track for us on efficiency measures. As a whole, the HNES scheme gave us a great opportunity to invest into our stock. Looking at all the sustainability pillars, environmental, social and economical, we see it as a real success story, being able to hit all of those figures, to be honest. Next slide, please.
Yeah, so this slide covers the main success factors. So whilst the technical works are important, projects like these are rarely successful because of the technology alone. And in my view, one of the biggest success factors was the collaborative approach adopted by everyone involved from the outset. Early contractor involvement allowed practical challenges to be discussed and addressed before they became problems. The partnership between Connect Housing and Sayes was equally important. We always felt that both organisations were working towards the same goal, and that positive relationship made it much easier to make decisions, overcome challenges and keep the programme progressing. Resident engagement was another critical aspect. Understandably, any works carried out within occupied buildings have the potential to create concern or inconvenience, so clear communication and aftercare were essential throughout. One example was myself and Reuben regularly attending the residents' coffee mornings with the scheme managers just to build that rapport with the tenants. And I think that was quite key in the success, certainly with the access rates that we achieved. And finally, none of this would have been possible without a relentless focus on safety, quality and programme management. As principal contractor, those responsibilities sat firmly with us, and I'm pleased that we were able to complete the works whilst maintaining our own high standards across all areas of delivery.
Just to add on that, as a client side, a key success factor, especially around the health and safety that we saw on site, we obviously had a consultant that carried out our CDM duties for us. Now, they were extremely impressed with Sayes' scores on audits. We had 2 audits completed, as well as regular meetings with all the parties of the projects, which allowed us to act to a really good high standard and respond to any concerns quickly. Next slide. So just some key factors to consider as well, from a client's point of view. We also completed a window programme alongside the commercial heating upgrades. We looked at the whole building, and we didn't want to upgrade the heating system and leave sort of the initial bare bones of the building fabric at a lower standard. So that was completed alongside. The minor repairs that we found in the building fabric, we included in the tender contingency fee for repairs, which we thought was appropriate to not allow the programme to fall behind. We were on a 6-week programme, 3 weeks rolling at both sites, and that contingency fee allowed us to respond to repairs that we found quickly, efficiently. It meant that we didn't have to sort of wait on minor repairs that we found. Just as an ongoing monitoring and reporting, we have engaged with Switch 2, who are our tariff providers. As the improvements were only completed in March, we've not really got a great data piece to be able to share, but we're hopeful that with the upgrades that we've completed across the next year, coming up to the winter months, that we'll be able to see that fall in trends. Just some feedback from the residents up to this point. It has been warm. Obviously, with the recent weather that we've had, the heating has not been in use as much. But yeah, like I say, we need 12 months sort of report on that. But as a whole, we've thought it's been a real success story up to this point. And then the final piece of the puzzle will really be seeing that data coming in. Next slide.
Yeah, just to conclude, really, just a thank you to everyone involved for making the project a success. Thanks to Connect for placing their trust in Sayes, and thanks to Reuben and the wider Connect team for the collaborative and professional approach throughout the project. I think this project is a great example of what we enjoy doing as a company, combining technical building services expertise with practical project delivery, and building strong relationships with clients and creating lasting benefits for residents. And you can also see there my contact details are on there if anyone wants to get in touch. I think the slides are being shared anyway. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you, everyone. If there's any questions, feel free to put them in chat, and I'll try and look at them throughout the webinar. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Reuben and James.